Hi, I'm Evelyn. A respected analyst I worked with a few years ago once told me backstage at a conference, the one who only reacts is always one step behind, but the one who sees the essence keeps the market rhythm under control. That thought has stayed with me ever since. I'm not trying to guess. I aim to understand what's truly happening beneath the surface. And that's what became the foundation of my approach. In this video, I'll show you how I structure my analysis and what kind of observations help me make more accurate decisions. It's a practical look at how to think differently. If the idea of being strategic rather than rushing resonates with you, stick around. It'll be worth it. We'll jump straight into the trading part, one trade. And then we'll move on to the rest. All right, I've got almost everything set up for today's session. I've selected the pairs and tools I'll be working with, Zigzag and Stochastic. They help me read the chart more clearly. Zigzag highlights key reversal points and filters out noise, while the Stochastic indicates moments when the market might be overheated or weakened. Together, they provide a cleaner view for analysis. All right, let's begin. Here we go. Looking at the first pair, I noticed that after a climb, there has been a gradual weakening. One of the indicators suggests a trend reversal. The lines have crossed and are now moving downward. Plus, the chart shows a downward move that overtook the previous upward leg, often an early sign of a sentiment shift. Based on these factors, I decided to go short. Great, let's keep going. But before we continue, I want to share something important with you. When I was just starting out, I didn't just lack information. I lacked the right environment, a space where you're not afraid to ask questions, where there is support, and where you can grow without feeling like you're always behind. That's exactly why I created my own community. It's a space where I share my approach, built over years of real-world experience. Inside, I run online sessions with my students where we break down real situations and gradually develop personal understanding, all in a calm, live, and open format. If this sounds interesting to you, you can take a look inside and see how the process works. The main thing is your curiosity and willingness to explore. The link to the community is in the description and in the pinned comment. It's all open, and if it resonates with you, you're welcome to join anytime. Now let's move on. I'll show you how I apply my approach in practice. I see the overall trend is still upward. There has been a pause and a small pullback within this trend. Below the current levels, there is a zone that has seen multiple reactions. Price hasn't been allowed to drop below. Stochastic is low and starting to turn upward. The lines are converging and shifting direction. This could be an early sign of a return to the main upward move. Based on that, I'm going long. So far, everything's logical. No emotions, and that's important. Let's see what we have here. I notice a zone where the price has reversed twice at the same level. The chart pattern resembles a double top, a classic formation that often signals a reversal. Looking at the Stochastic, the second touch of this zone shows lower peak values than the first. This divergence can signal weakening momentum. After a strong downward move appears, I decide to go short. All right, team, let's keep the momentum moving forward. Checking this one out. After a strong decline, I see a shift forming on the indicator. The first sign of a potential reversal appears, followed by a price shape with a noticeable lower wick. That may suggest the downward pressure is weakening. Based on that, I anticipate a possible move up. Let's stay sharp and keep the pace up. Sometimes it's not motivation that's missing, but the right environment. One with a clear structure, a mentor you can trust, and space to gradually build your own understanding without rushing or unnecessary risk. I remember how in the beginning I wasn't looking for answers. I was looking for someone whose approach I could learn from. Not superficial tips, but a real system built from practice and observation. That's what I now share in my community, a format where anyone can be close to the process, where solutions aren't imposed but explained, where you learn to see more, analyze deeper, and be ready to make independent decisions. Many people are missing this. Some are still searching for someone they can trust. Others are already observing, asking questions, and starting to build their own systems. If you're someone who wants more than just to listen, if you want to truly understand and build confidence over time, check out the community via the link in the description or the pinned comment. See how it works and feel the difference. All right, looking at this pair, I spot a divergence between the tool's direction and the chart's behavior. One indicator marks a top, but the other doesn't confirm it. Also, the oscillator line moved beyond the upper limit and has started to turn. A confident move downward is forming, and I decide to follow it. Nice, let's keep going, team. I see the move continues to follow the downward trajectory, confirmed by a new low on one of the indicators. Then a pullback begins, during which the other indicator breaks above the upper range. The chart returns to a previously marked zone. Considering this behavior, I expect the current trend to continue and open a trade in the same direction. It's great when actions start to feel intuitive, but never switch off your brain. Let's keep going. I see the price has been moving sideways in a range near a key area. Meanwhile, one of the indicators has been sitting in the upper zone for a while. When price breaks out above the market level, the indicator pushes even higher into a zone that often signals overheating. Considering all this, I assume the breakout may not last. I go short. That one wasn't easy, but it played out well. I noticed one of the indicators has stayed in the overbought area for a long time, a spot where reversals often occur. A pattern is forming on the chart that hints at weakening upward momentum. Then I see the indicators start to turn. That could be a sign of a shift. I choose to go short. All right, friends, let's do a couple more. Let's go here. I see we are approaching a key zone that influenced price before. At this moment, one of the indicators is deep in its lower range and starts turning upward. This kind of setup often becomes the starting point of an upward move. And now let's wrap things up. Okay. Just as expected, the price dipped a bit, but the overall trend remains upward. I notice it approaching a key zone that has previously influenced behavior. The indicator is in the lower part of the range and starts to reverse. It fits the model I had in mind, so I decide to go long. Perfect. That brought a whole new energy to the session. At some point, we all face a choice. Keep walking the familiar path or step outside the usual frame and try a different approach. If something resonated with you, that's already a sign. Not from urgency, but from a desire to level up, to understand how truly effective methods work and where that key leverage point lies. The one that changes everything. In my community, we don't rush. We observe, ask questions, and build our path step by step. No hype, but with results that speak for themselves. Take a look. This might just be your starting point for a new journey. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. May your path be filled with more clarity and confidence. That's it from me. See you in the community.